Jonnu Smith seems to be in talks with the Steelers, and after they manage to land Aaron Rodgers, this combination would bring fear among their NFL rivals. Having a tight end like Jonnu Smith is coming with its pros and cons, but considering the Dolphins are evaluating him extremely high, what can they get in return for him? And more importantly, will the season-ending injury of Donald Parham Jr. prompt Pittsburgh to think about this trade now more than ever? The Miami Dolphins have a very difficult decision in front of them: trade the Pro Bowl tight end Jonnu Smith or continue with the services of the tight end. It seems like the trade possibility died at first, but after the season-ending Achilles tear to the tight end of the Steelers and after their acquisition of Aaron Rodgers, something might be cooking in the background. The injury that was quite unfortunate did shift the priorities of the Steelers, as the acquisition of Donald Parham now turns out to be a near requirement, not a luxury move. Let's start with the Dolphins' point of view. The team trading Smith will be brought down to weighing the value of players or draft picks returned in the trade against a possible new contract for Smith. Miami, however, needs to be a bit more considerate about one thing: the lack of immediate replacement for Smith on the free agent market. The deal for Smith is also a bit tricky. After being selected for his first Pro Bowl, he entered the second year of a 2-year contract in which he had no guaranteed money. Therefore, Smith would like to see some security as well as additional years in the new contract that would be presented to him. So, what's the big fuss about this? The situation with Zach Sealer seems to spark a lot of controversy in the world of the NFL. Despite having 2 years on the 3-year extension he signed, the performance of Zach suggests that he deserves much more. The base salary of $7.3 million this year means that he is definitely one of the most underpaid players the Dolphins have. Furthermore, the fact that Smith missed OTAS sparked talks about how he is not satisfied with his own contract. Even though he presents considerable skills every time he steps on the field, the desire to revisit the terms of his contract, while a normal thing in the NFL, usually leads to conflict of interest and potential departure. According to Adam Schefter, the trade between the Steelers and the tight end of the Dolphins is all but dead. Per a source close to the team, the trade is still alive and we could be looking at some massive developments sooner rather than later. After all, why shouldn't the Steelers chase Smith? He had 88 receptions, 884 yards, and 8 touchdowns last year. That's more receptions and yards than Pat Freiermuth and Darnell Washington combined in 2024. Addressing the need of a tight end when you're losing one because of a torn Achilles, Schefter said that it's an absolute necessity for the Steelers to pursue Smith. Furthermore, he said, "I don't know that the two were necessarily related, but if you lose a tight end to a season-ending torn Achilles, it certainly doesn't hurt to inquire about the availability of Jonnu Smith. Could he still be traded to Pittsburgh? Yes. Do I think it's likely? Probably not, but they are checking into it." So, apart from the torn Achilles of Parham, we still need to approach this situation from a prioritization point of view. The Dolphins could look at Sealer and think, well, the contributions are more or less similar, and we have Zach on a much cheaper contract without any headaches as well. It's as clear as the sky that this is the direction in which the team will turn their thoughts, even though it's very unclear as to whether it would be enough to put Smith on the trade block. And even if they do, what will the trade between him and the Steelers, the team that is burning hot to sign him right now, look like? As I mentioned earlier in this video, a deal on paper would make a lot of sense. Arthur Smith, the offensive coordinator of the team, has long favored multiple tight end sets to create leverage in the run game and build a complementary play-action package. Smith coached Johnny in both Atlanta and Tennessee, which would make him a natural fit in the offense of the Steelers. Again, everything needs to be traced back to the injury of Parham. Tearing his Achilles on day 4 of OTAs could now turn turn out to be the move that started to shapeshift the entire NFL market. Even though the Steelers front office is yet to move in an aggressive manner, it doesn't mean they won't explore the market a bit deeper than usual. But where's the downbeat to this trade? Let's not act like the Pittsburgh team has no tight end group at all. Pat Freiermuth returns as a proven pass catcher, while Darnell Washington, a player in his third year, has shown immense improvement this offseason. On top of that, he managed to lose some weight, which has been noted thanks to his improved movement in OTAS. It suggests that the Steelers might be satisfied with their tight end as it stands right now, and a change of direction could as well turn out to be a big mistake. But despite everything, the Steelers know that they need to upgrade their receiving core. Gabe Davis, for starters, visited the team this week, suggesting that Pittsburgh could be looking to add another veteran pass catcher after the departure of Pickens. There are tons of qualities that Davis would bring: size, vertical speed, and playoff experience. It would fit perfectly in Arthur Smith's offense, which did raise a lot of questions when it comes to the passing game. As of now, there is a bit of uncertainty when it comes to Aaron Rodgers, or more precisely, whether he will be under center by week 1. The WR2 job is also kind of unsettled, despite the massive progress and impression that Roman Wilson made in OTAs. Despite all that, there are still a lot of doubts when it comes to the Steelers players having trust in the move for Jonnu Smith. Connor Hayward, the current tight end for the team, didn't hold back his criticism regarding this potential trade, and when talking about it to a greater extent, he said, "We all see it, but let's be honest, it would be complicated having Smith and Pat Freiermuth. They're kind of the same type of tight end. They both gotta have 100 balls a year thrown their way. You've seen that. We all have produced, me, Darnell, and Pat. If that were to happen, we'd welcome it, but at the same time, we know Pat's our guy right now." It seems like the front office of the Steelers doesn't have as much trust in Pat as his teammates do, but nevertheless, the situation is now raising some eyebrows in the NFL world. Hayward has been quite adamant. The man to go to in their games has always been Pat, and it should remain like that, as he went on to add, "Pat is one of our major guys here, and not just here with the Steelers, but in the city. People aren't just saying Muth for no reason. Pat's here." All of this adds a lot of spice to the already seasoned NFL drama, and whether or not Smith and the Dolphins will part ways, it's up to us to wait and see. With all of the information available to us and presented to you, do you think that the Steelers have the biggest chance to land Smith? And more importantly, will this be the move that would return Pittsburgh to the deep playoff runs? Let us know in the comments below, and once you do that, make sure to click on the video that appears on your screen right now.